The first time I saw her, she was stumbling through the narrow corridors of Outpost Vega 9, looking over her shoulder as though the shadows themselves were chasing her. Her skin glowed faintly under the station's artificial lights, a soft lavender hue streaked with silver veins that pulsed with every rapid heartbeat. Her eyes, wide and golden, darted around in panic, and I instantly knew she wasn't human. "Please, don't let him find me," she whispered, voice trembling. I need shelter." I froze, heart hammering. Who's after you?" She hesitated, glancing at the airlock behind her as if expecting something to burst through at any second. "My husband, the Lord of Tharkeen. He cannot be denied. If he catches me, I'll be bound again. Punished." The weight of her words hit me. This wasn't just a runaway bride story. It was a desperate plea from someone who feared for her life, someone from a world far beyond my own. "Okay," I said finally, voice low. "You can hide here. I'll help you. But you have to trust me." Her relief was palpable. I do. Thank you." Her name was Lyrie, though she hesitated as if saying it aloud made her real and vulnerable. She explained that she had been married against her will, bound by an ancient custom in her home system. The Tharkeen were not cruel by nature, but their culture treated women as property once a union was sanctioned. Lyrie had fled the moment she realized the law itself would give her husband control over every aspect of her life. "And now he's pursuing me," she said quietly, eyes clouded with fear. "He has ships. He has mercenaries. He will not stop until I am returned." I swallowed. "How far did you get?" "Light years," she said. "But he has resources, networks. He'll find me eventually." The gravity of the situation settled over me. This wasn't about kindness. It was about survival. If I helped her, I wasn't just giving refuge, I was putting myself on the line. But I couldn't turn away. I led Lyrie to my quarters, the smallest habitable room in the outpost, and set up what I could: supplies, a medkit, and a makeshift communication jammer to block tracking signals. She flinched at every sound, every mechanical whir of the station, as if the shadows themselves might conceal assassins. "You'll be safe for now," I said gently. "No one will find you here. But I need you to stay quiet and out of sight." I can do that," she whispered, finally sitting on the edge of the cot I'd prepared. "Thank you, truly." Over the next few hours, I learned more about her and her people. The Tharkeen were a proud and ancient race, known for their technology and strict customs. Marriages weren't just unions, they were legal claims, binding the bride to the husband's authority in every aspect. Lyrie's escape wasn't merely personal, it was a defiance of centuries of law and tradition. She didn't speak much about her husband directly, but the fear in her eyes told me everything. She wasn't just running, she was running for her life. By nightfall, I had managed to set up a low-level protective perimeter using the outpost surveillance systems. Every corridor, every docking bay, was monitored. Any unauthorized ships entering the area would trigger alerts, giving us precious minutes to respond. Lyrie paced the room in restless circles, silver hair shimmering as she moved. "Do you really think this will work?" she asked, voice barely audible. "I don't know," I admitted. "But it's all we have. We'll need to be smart. And you'll need to trust me completely." She nodded, swallowing hard. "I do. I have no choice." Her words echoed in my mind. She had come to me, a complete stranger, expecting me to risk my life for hers. And somehow, despite the danger, I felt an undeniable responsibility to protect her. The first signs of pursuit came before dawn. Sensors picked up a fleet entering the system, ships unlike any I had seen. Sleek, predatory, heavily armed, Tharkeen vessels. Lyrie froze as the readings populated the screen. "They found me," she whispered. I tightened my jaw. "Not yet. But we'll need to act fast. Can you move with me?" She nodded, fear lending her courage. Together, we navigated the narrow maintenance tunnels, avoiding the main corridors. The Tharkeen ships fired scanning pulses, probing for life signatures, but the jammer I had set up scrambled their sensors just enough to keep us undetected. The station shuddered as one of their patrol drones passed close overhead. Lyrie's hand gripped mine tightly. I can't believe you're risking yourself for me," she whispered. "You're not alone anymore," I said simply. "That's reason enough." For hours, we dodged and hid, moving deeper into the station's storage and maintenance areas. Lyri's knowledge of alien technology proved invaluable. She recognized the arcane tracking protocols and helped me override them temporarily. Step by step, we pushed back the pursuers, buying precious time. Eventually, we reached the emergency hangar, a place where few personnel ventured. Lyri scanned the docking bays. "This ship," she said, pointing to a small shuttle I had never noticed. "It can get us out, but we'll need to distract them first." I nodded. Then we create a diversion. The plan was risky. I would trigger a controlled alarm in the opposite sector, drawing patrols away, while Lyri powered up the shuttle. She hesitated for a moment, looking at me with gratitude and something else: trust, relief, hope. "Go," I said. "I'll hold them off long enough for you to leave." Her golden eyes glistened. "Thank you, for everything." She slipped into the shuttle and activated the engines. Sparks flew as she lifted off, narrowly avoiding the Tharkeen drones converging on our location. I watched until the shuttle disappeared into the stars, the first rays of dawn glinting against the station's hull. I was not out of danger. The Tharkeen ships were still in orbit, scanning for survivors. But Lyri's escape meant something crucial: she had survived, and the information she carried about her people's pursuit could be used to negotiate, delay, or even prevent further attacks. Over the next several days, I worked tirelessly to mask my own presence and erase traces of Lyri from the station logs. It was exhausting, and at times I feared we hadn't done enough. But I also realized something vital: in helping her, I had bridged a gap between worlds. A human had protected an alien life, and in doing so, had earned the trust of someone whose experience spanned light years. Months later, we reconnected. Lyri had established a safe haven on a neutral planet, far from her husband's reach. Communication between us was sporadic, encoded, but each message was filled with gratitude, insight, and sometimes humor. "You saved my life," she said in one of the transmissions. "I will never forget it. And someday, I hope to repay the debt." "You already have," I replied. "By surviving." Her laugh came through, bright and melodic. "Yes, but perhaps I can do more than survive. Perhaps together, we can ensure others don't face the same fate." I nodded silently, staring out at the stars from my own quarters. The universe was vast and often cruel, but it also had moments of connection, courage, and hope. Lyri's escape had been one of those moments. In the end, it wasn't heroics that had saved her. It was presence, patience, and the willingness to act when someone else couldn't act for themselves. The universe was full of danger, pursuit, and impossible situations, but sometimes, the most important thing you could do was simply extend a hand, even across the stars. Lyri's journey would continue, and I would continue to watch, protect, and learn. And somewhere out there, among the countless systems, I knew that humanity had made its mark, not through war, nor conquest, but through the courage to protect life in its most vulnerable form. And for me, that was enough.